so here we're back with you. So now we're going to move from the Precision Flow over to the HVT 2.0. So same idea, everything we talked about before, treating hypoxemic respiratory failure, treating hypercarbonic respiratory failure. It's just a nicer platform. We have much larger numbers. We still have colors. Everything is touch screen and scroll. So everything we talked about before is the same. We can absolutely turn the FiO2. We can start all the way, if you scroll across, all the way at 100%. We can go all the way down to room air. When we start the therapy, so again, the patient will be on the therapy. Again, 40 liters a minute and 100% is where we start all of our patients on here. That's kind of what the company and Vapotherm is their big thing. Start high, capture the patient, and then you want to wean down as opposed to trying to start low and titrate up, because a lot of times you lose the patient. So there's a little lock function that you'll see up here in the left-hand corner. That lock function will automatically engage after about 30 seconds. So the key to remember with this is if you're adjusting the oxygen, there's a little unlock function here. If you try to do it, it'll tell you that the display is locked. It'll automatically tell you that. So if you hit the little unlock target here, and you'll see the little scroll screen come up. So same parameters, Steve, like we talked about before. Yep. You've got your oxygen saturation parameters. Let's say example 88 to 92. You walk in to see Mr. Smith and he's satting 100. Drop it by 10%. Literally scroll across till you get to 90. There's a little blue button here at the bottom. It's called the confirm button. Confirm, and you're gonna see that this says 90%. Right now, because I had this on standby, it's heating back up, but the same idea. It might be 33 to 37 or 38 degrees Celsius, depending on what the patient will tolerate. The circuit is a little bit more flexible than the other circuit, but the cannula doesn't change. It's exactly the same. All the other parameters are the same on the unit. The nice thing about this unit is we don't need medical air. So when they designed the HVT 2.0, they basically built in an automated unit that pulls in room air that allows us to adjust the oxygen without needing to use medical air or a compressor. So what's the benefit of this on 3 North? Well, like we talked about, there's no medical air up there, right? So the nice cool part is that our patients don't have to listen to that noisy compressor running. The other awesome part about this is it's completely transportable. You can actually put 2 oxygen cylinders on the back, hook them up simultaneously. The device has an 1.5-hour transport battery in it, so we can actually take these patients, let's say we start the therapy in the ER, and we're coming up to 3 North. We can leave the patient on high velocity therapy and transfer them up to 3 North. Or let's say your patient needs to go to CAT scan, and we don't want to have to take them off their therapy because we want to continue it. We can put tanks on and transport the patient on this. The other thing I would love to start to get to eventually is we're getting PT involved, getting our patients up and getting them mobile. And we can do this.
Remove the barrier from
Correct.
people who are high flow or high O2 dependent, that we can actually make them more mobile.
Correct.
What do you think is the lifespan of a single tank at somebody who's at 40 with 100%?
So that's a great question. So the recommendation is we're always going to put 2 tanks on. So the device is designed that it'll pull from one tank and then it'll pull for the other. The reason we do the 2 tanks is you can imagine at 40 liters a minute on an E-cylinder, you may get an hour out of the tank. Don't want to risk it. So we always put 2 tanks on just to be on the safe side.
Safe side, an hour per tank at max flow, along with an hour-long battery.
With an hour-long battery, absolutely. So if we were going to CAT scan, for example, you'd want to have respiratory go with you, just so we can make sure we're hooking back up to the wall oxygen and making sure that we're plugging the unit back in so that it continues to charge the battery.
Excellent, great.
Other than that, everything is the same.
Perfect, love it. Great.
Anything else you'd like to add, Steve?
Nope. I'd like to thank Rob for taking some time out of the day to help educate our staff and us as well. This is a great thing, and more to come. Thank you.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you.